Hi there. This video is intended for people intending to become a contributor to the AMP network. So first thing you're going to do is when you go to create a new resource, you're going to be asked to put in a request to become a contributor. Once you've received your approval, come on back to this video and check out the rest. So now that you've been approved to be a contributor, go ahead and log into the AMP network, and when you go to create a new resource, you'll be brought to a page called the Lesson Editor. So the first thing you want to do is enter a title for your lesson. Some of the options to add to your lesson include putting in a table of contents, and we have an entire text editor here for you to put in a description and for you to add images. Math equations. These math equations go in LaTeX, but if you do not know LaTeX, don't worry. You can go to text documentation, and it will take you to a website that has all the documentation you need to do LaTeX if you need to put in an equation. So if I wanted to put in the quadratic formula, it's already entered here in LaTeX. I hit OK, and it will put in the quadratic formula for me. The rest of these options are very much like a normal text editor, changing the font size, bulleted lists, numbered lists, so on and so forth. So you can play around with that. Next thing you want to do is go along the tabs and upload any attachments you might have. So you'll go to Add Files. You'll go to the folder where you have the activity that you want to upload, and you'll select that activity and click Open. Now, the file is not uploaded yet. I must click the Upload button to get it up to the website. Now it's up there, and I can click the X if I want to remove it. You can click Add Files. If you want to add more files, you can put as many as you like. Next tab I will go to is Tags and Description. In here I can put in an abstract, which is a short summary, which will show up on the main page. I can add a thumbnail if I would like to add a thumbnail. If you mouse over, right here you get the option of changing it, which is where you'll put in a file or grab one from a website. Here you can choose the resource type. Is it a resource? Is it an activity, a video, a paper, or is it an assessment? Next thing you can do is enter topics. Now with topics, if your topic is brand new, you'll need to type it in. But if you type in one that has been entered before, it'll already be entered and you can select it. Now click the plus button to add it to your list of topics. You can put as many topics as you want depending on your activity. It's important here to put any topics you think somebody might look for to reference your activity because it will help it in the search. Next, you'll select the grade level that's appropriate for your activity. We have K through high school. Next, you'll go ahead and select the mathematical practice that relates to your item. Notice when I scroll over a mathematical practice, it gives me a description of that mathematical practice so I can be reminded of what it is. And I can select more than one. So any mathematical practices that relate to your item, go ahead and select them. Next, we're going to choose our Common Core alignment. So we'll scroll down, and under Common Core, we'll select that. And Common Core is broken into two categories, K through 8, and then high school. And then all the Common Cores are listed in this table. So if mine is on geometry in high school, I could select this first one, and then I can select which Common Core standards it's aligned to. What I'll notice is when I close, here they are listed now for my item. You can put as many Common Core standards as relate to your item. So that takes care of our Tags and Description tab. One of the most important tabs that we have for our contributors, because that's where you really let people know what your item is about. The next tab is the license. What type of license do you want on your item? We have Creative Commons licenses here, and it tells you what each one is about. so you can decide which license is most appropriate for your item. These are important because as we go to reuse and remix items, we want to make sure that the appropriate copyright is put on the item. The next tab is author. And so if you're working on this with more than one author, this is another opportunity for you to give them attribution. Once again, I can add as many authors as I like. At any point during the process, I can click Save and save my work, but it is not yet viewable to the public. I have not yet published it, and you'll get this message from the Ant Network. When it is ready to publish, we'll go to the Publish tab and confirm that it is ready for publishing. This time when I save, I don't get that message from the Ant Network, and now I get to see what other people see when they go to my sample lesson. The only boxes that'll be different for me because I'm the creator is I have an edit button and a delete button. Now, once you begin creating items, you are going to be a contributor. By being a contributor, you are going to show up on the contributors page with your information that you entered when you created your registration. Also, anytime you want to get to your resources, you can go to My AMP, My Resources, and here's a list of the resources that I have created. All of mine so far have been published, but if I have an unpublished one, which I do, I can go to Unpublish, and now I can edit it, and if I'm ready, I can publish that. The other option I want to go over with you is Post from Web. If you would like to create a source that's just out on the web, a video or a website, you can also choose that option. So we can go to Post from Web, and we get a similar page to what we had before, but what we're going to do is add any links, so any hyperlinks to websites that you like to use, or any links to videos that you like to use. Now we're going to go through the same tabs. Tags and description. This is where you'll enter the title, the abstract, and all your tagging information, and add a thumbnail if you choose. Remember, you mouse over, click Change, and this is where you can upload a screenshot. Be sure to do thumbnails often for your items as it helps the user get an idea of what yours is about, and also will just make it look more visually appealing. Again, you pick your license and your author, and then create. This doesn't have the publish button like we did on the regular create resource, because all we're doing is linking something that's already published. So that's our quick run through on how to be a contributor to the AMP network. We hope you join us in creating one of the greatest Common Core math repositories that exists on the web, and we thank you for your support.